So, 你好, 我是 Stephanie. 我是 Stephanie. You are looking at a random wall. I have decided, since I am mysteriously walking, or accidentally walking down this beautiful street, that I will try a walkabout video. It has just rained, and so it's only 28 degrees Celsius, even if the humidity is still up around 60 or 70%. So, here we go. Here's some language for you. What do I recognize? Jeez Louise. I'm not very good with that script yet, so not much. So let's keep going. If nothing else, we're going to get some beautiful, beautiful views with this video. Here's some more. That looks even fancier. I don't know what's behind this wall, but it is very heavily gated. Wait, there's some English on there. The World Dictionary is the first online dictionary in China. Unique 20 million words, professional to provide. What is this thing? Logo, Taozi, and Li Design. Does anybody know what dictionary they're talking about from this script? Because that looks like either very fancy Chinese or not Chinese at all. Those dots I am not familiar with. What language is that? Anyway, I don't know what's behind this wall, but it is very tall. Extremely tall. I am on one of the streets that I live on. However, I don't know how far down I am from where I live. I'm guessing about 25 minutes because that's what Google Maps told me when I turned accidentally on the street. There's a lot of language here, but I cannot read script. So, a couple more of these. This is obviously a handicap sign. A couple more of these and I will... Oh, okay. This is Ren, which is first tone. This is Zhong. I don't remember what tone that is, but I want to say it's fourth. Is that Zhong? Zhong. This is Han, so it's Shao. Shao, I think, is third tone. And Shin, I don't remember what tone Shin is. There's Ooga Booga. No, that's not Ooga Booga guy. That's Village. And I don't remember the pinyin or the tones. So, okay, better. This is either I or we. I'm guessing it's we, but I don't remember the actual pinyin for that. This is highly exciting. Okay, if you have seen any of my earlier walkabout videos, that's already 3 more than I was able to do 3 months ago. I know I should have more progress than that in 3 months. I'm not judging me. Please don't judge me. I am learning one of the hardest languages in the world in my spare time as a hobby, with no teachers except for all the wonderful, wonderful people on the internet that are helping me. This is such a pretty part of town. Every time, like for the second year, we were thinking about moving apartments because the apartment itself that we live in is only so-so. It's got a lot of drawbacks, even if it looks very cute. However, every time I go to a different part of town and come back to my actual neighborhood, I see this and I think, oh man, I can't leave that. Okay, that has nothing to do with Chinese, but it has to do with China. And the two, for me right now, are intertwinable. Intertwinable, I don't think it's a word. Do you recognize any of those? I don't. Okay, so I'm going to pause for a second and wait until we get past all of this stuff on the wall. Just realized this is a hotel. Oh my gosh, so that's just advertisements that somebody decided to put on the outside of a hotel. Well, obviously paid a lot of money for it. And that's the thing that's one of the things I don't think I've made very, very clear. Not that, but this point I'm about to make is something I don't think I've made very, very clear in my previous videos, is the videos are usually somewhat spontaneous when something occurs to me that I want to tell you, and or when I have a long commute, either on foot or not necessarily a long commute. When I have little bursts of time, either at the end of the day, when I'm in the hotel room, when I'm on the train, when I'm walking around like right now. And so a lot of it's spontaneous and a lot of it is what comes up at that moment. And a lot of it is involves like bizarre little moments like I'm about to share right now. So here's a street sign in Shanghai, and do you see how they translate road? RD period, and there's no space between Shang and Guo. Oh, I think I know Guo. I've seen that before for sure. I don't remember exactly what it means, but I've seen it. Anyway, point is, there are no spaces in that, and they translate road. We were in Jiangsu province last week, and they didn't put a space between the pinyin on most of the character, or most of the words, or most of the syllables. They did not. However, they did put lu, which is the word for road, L-U. They didn't actually translate it, which I thought was brilliant, because lu is one of the easier words to say, and if you are running around or trying to use taxis, you really would want it transcribed as lu so that you could say that as much as you can. As much as they don't put the they don't put the tones on the street signs, which is challenging. Like this street I can't say yet. I now know that it's 2 rising tones. Hunan, Hunan, Lu. Okay, I see a security guard, so I'm just gonna stay right here for a second. I get really nervous with security guards. Any country, anywhere. So Hunan, Lu, Hunan, Hunan. The taxi driver today was saying it over and over for us, which was so generous. But it sounded like 3rd tone for both hu and nan instead of first. So that's how I'm kind of remembering it, but I'm not sure that really helps me in the end, right? Right? Does it? Hunan, Lu. Is that right? If you understand how to pronounce this, please leave a comment in the down below. Down below, leave a comment with the time and if I'm pronouncing any part of that correctly. That would be awesomeness defined. And this is a lovely little park. Oh look, here's some signage right there. I do know some of those. On the first line, the 2nd character looks familiar. Oh, the 3rd character box is that Peng or is that Bright? See, sometimes I remember the pinyin, sometimes I remember the meaning, and sometimes I remember just the tone. When all 3 of those combine, that's when things are good. Okay, I'm gonna duck. I'm gonna pause for a second while I pass the security guard. Okay, he's gone. So we're coming up a sign on the right-hand side. I want to get that sign. There isn't a lot of stores around here, which is very indicative of my neighborhood. It's a lot more posh restaurants and trees than stores, so I always have to go out of my neighborhood to run errands, which is why I try to do it when we're traveling, because then it's not an extra day of errands. So do you recognize any of that? I can't get much closer than this because then I will be in the street, and as you can tell, there are lots of cars there. So let's see if we recognize any of that. Oh, fuzzies. Okay, so there's some that look familiar. For example, if you go all the way to the right and you go 1, 2, 3, 4 character boxes in, the one that looks like an eye with a long tail is a movement radical that I cannot remember the pinyin of. Second from right, on the left-hand side of the character box, is something that's silk, which is su. I believe that's 4th tone. Oh, in that same character box, at the bottom, is gong, which is work, isn't it? But those 3 radicals together in that character box, I'm not sure what that means. And I do apologize, there is a lot of traffic here, so I can't get much closer. So I hope you can zoom in on that and see what I'm talking about. So it's progressing slowly, and by it I mean my language learning, and I don't mind slow as long as it's constant. Oh, here's a street. Somebody told me there's a really good restaurant on this street on Guoyo. I don't know those 2, but if you saw my non-letter B video, you'll notice that middle character box is Fu, which is the one that looks like the letter B in English. So I'm not going to go down the street now because I am literally dripping from all this humidity. So I'm going to go down here, but just know that this street with the wonderful restaurant is closer to me than I thought. Awesomeness. I'm going to pause for a second till I see some more characters for us. Okay, this looks like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Is that a co-sharing space or is that a restaurant? But I find this name funny. Like, which character there means naked? Because the first one I thought was clothes, okay. The second one has something similar to field. The third one's like careful. Then we've got clothes and then earth again? Again, I know more radicals than actual characters that mean words, or words that are made up of characters, so do leave a comment below. Oh, let me get my finger there. Leave the comment below if you know which part of that means naked. I don't think I'm going to need to be able to read the word naked very much in my newspaper reading, which is my ultimate goal, one of my top 5 ultimate goals for doing this project, but just out of curiosity, because I don't think careful would be a radical that would be at the core of naked, would it? Just saying. And sorry, for the, I should do the pinyin for those. Again, careful was shin. And the clothes one I knew for the first month because it was one of the top 100 radicals I memorized, and now I have forgotten it, which is annoying. I don't know enough Chinese to forget any. Oh, that is just a really cool door. I love doors. And this over here is pretty neat. Okay, again, we're going to miss some stuff, so I'm going to go down for a second. If you ever need a bike when you're in Shanghai, bike rentals are super, super common. They've kind of taken over the sidewalk, to be honest with you. Oh, look at the little smiley face on that building on the left-hand side. That's really cute. I can't see what that is from here, and there's too much traffic. There's Mobike also. I think I've talked about the bicycles rentals here. And if you're curious, just go ahead and Google bicycle rentals in Shanghai or in China in general. It's amazing, amazing how much there are. Look, there's Fu in the wild again. This one I don't know. I'm not sure much of that. Although it looks like a health center of sorts. Okay. More doggies. There's a lot of dogs. And a policeman. I'm going to go down for a second. Okay, so I'm not sure what this building is. It is awfully pretty, but what I love are the giant characters, just to give you a sense of size. Here's my hand. Here's the character. How cool is that? I know this is Yue, and I don't remember the tone for that yet, but I don't know what it is in combination with the other thing. I'm not sure of that one. Not sure of that. Oh, this one here is knife Bao, I think. Bao. And I'm not sure of this one, but I think this is Shang, isn't it? Like Shanghai. Not sure what those all mean together, but I love gigantic characters. They are my new favorite thing in the world. Oh my gosh, he totally scared me. If you look up at that metro sign, on the right-hand side, you'll see that still character again, shi. On the left-hand side of that character box. On the right-hand side is the halberd, which is the ancient, weapon, and it's G. I don't remember the tone, but them two together, the two of them together, I'm not sure. Well, we can probably put it together though. Line 10. I don't see the number 10. One of those must mean metro or line. Leave it down in the comment section below. Why not? But again, I know more radicals than entire words. And these are super common all around town. I don't know what they are. But someday, do I recognize any characters? Again, this one here is writing or culture, and it's when. I don't remember the exact word. Ren. I'm doing the R wrong. But one is person, 2 of them is people. Sorry. I think I just scared someone as much as they scared me. So there is some stuff I can read in here, but not a whole lot yet. Alright. And just to finish off this video, there you'll see all around China these community, I think this is one of those, like community signs with different information about like how to act and different things. Like I guess you'd consider them like PSA announcements in the US, like public service announcements on TV, like be decent to each other kind of things. That's what I'm assuming they are. Now, if you can read these and you know for sure, then by all means correct me. But these don't look like the same as the advertisement ones that we were looking at a few minutes ago on the Radisson. The ones we just passed were more like the ones I've seen all around China, where they're basically, if I understand it correctly, like kind of community, how to act kind of things. Anyway, we are ridiculously close to where I live, so I'm going to stop the video now and see if I can get my head in this. I may not get my head in this. I don't usually point the camera this way. So thank you for joining me on this walk down Hunan Loop. Anyway, I hope my head is in this in some way, shape, or form. And thank you so much for joining us. And if you have any questions or feedback or want to comment on any of the characters that we saw, please leave it down below. Oh, and I need to say this. I was saying Hanzi for a long time. It's apparently Hanzi. I think that's closer. I hope that's closer to its actual name. The characters themselves are called Hanzi. I think that's closer. Please do correct me if I still am not there yet. I'm trying. Bye.